Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Monday, December the 5th. Merry Christmas to everybody. And we are in the Christmas season. I'm excited. Jennifer and I did our house, decorated our house over the weekend, got our tree up, got wreaths up with lights on them. So we're excited. But anyway, it's great to have everybody on the call today. And I want to start out. Kyle, I want to start out with you if you're ready to go. We're doing a lot of things to my josephland.com site. You guys saw the avatar that we showed you 2 weeks ago here on this deal on the show, and we're really excited about some of the things that we are putting together for people to get training and to hear from me like you guys do. But what I've learned is I can only work with 8 people individually because I have a business to run as well. But I want to spread that information to a lot of people. And so we're getting a lot of traction. I had a message last night from someone in Berlin, Germany, telling me how much they like our show, how much they like our trainings, and they're excited about listening to the recording every week because the time difference doesn't allow them to be on. So it's really great. Bobby Bentz, it's great to see you on as well. Doug Sherman, great to see you on today.
Morning.
Dave, great to see you on. So Kyle, what I have done is I've taken my book, Lessons from a Dream Maker. I have outlined the lessons, described the lessons, and also done a video on each chapter. We have a lot of different trainings. What I know about business is that most people will never build a business until they get the right mindset to build one. And so that's what I teach. And so when you have the right mindset, you can be successful in the business. If you don't, it will cause you to struggle and it'll take a little longer. But I will never say that you can't. I will just tell you that sometimes you can take a shortcut by talking to actually someone who's actually done it. And there are a lot of people out there in this part of the industry who talk a good game, but they've never built a business. And so I want to come at this very aggressively to say that I've built 2 and building the third one. And the third one I'm building will probably be bigger than the first 2 combined. So that's what I'm excited about. Kyle Budd has been very instrumental, along with Mark and Doris Chua and a guy named Vince Holmes, that it really has become my hero in this whole marketplace, because I've dealt with so many people and I've been so frustrated to try to get my message out that everybody says they can help you, and when the time comes, it really doesn't happen. So Kyle, thank you for what you're doing. We're making some really strong headway, and I want you to just give everybody an update today on where we are with the Joseph Land brand, where we are with our training, and anything else you want to talk about. So Kyle Budd, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. So if you'd like me to show the admin panel again, I'll need to swap over to my laptop. I'm logged into my phone right now. But if you'd like me to just go through what we're doing, then that's fine as is.
Yeah, well, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Why don't I give you some time and I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay. So let me go to Tom Armour. Myself and one of my friends made a large investment in what Tom Armour is doing. And I want to tell you guys that with what has happened with FTX, you guys shake your head if you know about FTX. See, I believe that the NFT space is a space to be in the future. And I want to be in on the front end of that. And so when Tom Armour came to me with that, I ran it by Tom Henderson, who I hold in great regard. And so what I was able to do, along with another one of my friends who's on this call, Doug Sherman, is we made a substantial investment in Tom Armour's business. And what I want to do, because of what's happened with FTX, is I want to put Tom out there and raise a little bit more money for him, because I think I want to go slower and more assuredly, Tom, to make sure that what you do is great and that benefits the people that invest with you. But I am really high on what you're doing. I'm really high on the opportunities in that whole space. And I'm learning from you every week about what you're doing. So I want you to tell everybody about the NFT space, how you're creating what you're creating, and how they can invest with you. Give them your number. And listen, I'm not telling anybody to do anything here. I'm just telling you what I do. And so everybody's always asking me, what should I do? And so here I'm telling you point blank what I'm doing with Tom Armour. If you want to invest with him, he's looking for people that put up small investments or larger investments like we did. But I want to raise some more money because I think this is going to take a little bit longer, Tom, to get to where I'd like to see you be, because of what's happened in this space with FTX and some of the backflow that's happening from that. So, Tom, why don't you take it away?
Sounds great. Well, thanks, Joe. Well, yeah, and just so people know what that was, what happened there is, that is an investment type of an opportunity, that FTX thing that blew up, and of course it wasn't what they were telling everybody it was. What we're doing is different. What we're doing is we're bringing culture to the internet, because it's culture that makes things work. What makes this work for you, Joe, and what makes it work for all of us is that we're here benefiting each other and working together and bringing culture back. So what we're doing is NFTs, for it's just a stupid word for that means nothing to nobody, but for some reason everybody's stuck on, which is NFTs. But it's really what it is it's an avatar for those of you that are gamers, that you can change, edit, make it whatever you want. It can be a video avatar, it can be a picture avatar, it can be a book. It can be a book on things. And what it does is it returns the power back to the creator. And what it also does is it ensures that the creator is the one that's in charge of making money on their property, not a producer or a record company if you're someone that writes a song. I was always amazed that, I belong to a songwriters group down in West Palm Beach, Florida here. And, the songwriter makes the smallest amount of money on a song. The performer makes a little bit more. The person that makes the most is the record company. And that's because they're the ones that publish it and get it out there. But with all the platforms coming out like us, like we're doing, you're going to be able to have the creators going to be able to post their song up there as a non-fungible token, which is an NFT, which allows them not only to make money on the front end, but they'll also be able to make money every time that token changes hands, meaning that book. So if somebody buys a book from the bookstore, or buys the music, or buys the picture, as it travels from person to person, you make money on every transaction. You can build that in to be 15%, 20%, whatever you want that to be, and have it change automatically. So it's just another format, and it's a way that you can make the lion's share instead of Apple making the lion's share. There's a reason why Apple's the largest, one of the largest companies on the stock exchange. That's because they make the lion's share of that Apple Music. When they're charging for that song, the person that makes the most of that song is Apple. We're trying to turn it around and let it be the person that creates the song, and then that follows along. So if you recommend that song to somebody else, or if you sell your song to somebody else, that person makes money. The person that wrote the song and made the song makes money all the way along. And we're going to be putting Joe's book up there. And so he'll be one of the first ones on the site too, for his book will be up there. and we'll have a site for books. We'll have a site for creating your own NFTs. And the big thing is the culture of being able to swap them. One of the things that I learned for 22 years at being at a company like Disney, where I was a on-property contractor there and an off-property contractor, and just learning from the thing that makes Disney different than everybody else was the culture. And they seem to do it better than anybody else for many, many years. And like they took these pins that people had that nobody knew what to do with, and one person came in at Disney and started treating them like they did baseball cards. I spoke to the person that started the whole thing, and he said to me, he said, so what did it for us is, he said, I just treated it like baseball cards. He said, let's make them tradable. He said, we started having the people that worked the booth wear a lanyard with the pins on it. And if you bought a pin, you could trade it for any employee's pins that he had on them. And they started having all the employees walk around with anywhere from 5 to 10 pins around their neck. And anybody that buys a pin, if you saw a pin on an employee you liked, you could go walk up to the employee and swap it with them. And it created a whole culture. And now you go over there and they have these trading shows, and there's a person there with a book of a couple of hundred pins, and you can go through the books and swap out pins with people. And it created a whole culture around the pins, just like I did when I was a kid. And Joe, I know you did when you were a kid too. And I mean, the old cliche of having the baseball card in our spokes of our bicycles created a whole culture. And today, that's why you have baseball cards that are worth tens of thousands of dollars, because people collected them back then. And it's something that brings us back to our youth and brings us back to our glory days, and all the things that reminds us of being back in high school and school. And so we're going to do the same thing here, but bring it to the NFT space. So we're going to have trading rooms rather than try to be the metaverse. We're going to have trading rooms at all the different metaverses that are out there. Where if you're on somebody's metaverse, you're going to be able to go into Phototora, which is the name of our company. You're going to be able to go into Phototora's room and walk in just like it's on a street, go in there and swap or buy and sell. And that's the real missing piece. No one's doing the swapping part at all. And no one's doing it where you can go into a specific room that's just for swapping, buying, and selling NFTs. So you could buy a game piece for one game and use it on another game, and vice versa. And you could also go collect coins on one game, go into our room, and then use the coins to go out and buy something else on Nike. And we're already talking with a couple of different people we're going to be partnering with, people that you may have heard of. Like I was talking to the other two Toms on the call here before, and I grew up under a car. I always said, because my dad was a stock car racer, so grew up in the pits working on cars during the week, so you could race all weekend. And one of the people that I've always followed has been the Gas Monkey Garage. If any of you guys watch this stuff on TV, and we've already started talking with them, and they're going to be one of the ones that we're going to be trading there. We'll have a room for automobile people and another room for swapping there in it. So it's going to be creating a culture where you can buy, sell, and just transfer. And that's what's going to make it exciting. So we're going to get people going into the rooms and swapping cards and moving coins and winning coins in one place and using them to buy tokens in another, and be able to be a bridge between them as well. So people are going to be able to swap on different chains. For those of you that are crypto people, and those of you that are not, we're going to make it so you don't have to be, so you can just transfer with your phone number. That's the other thing as well too. Instead of having to remember a 36-digit code like you do currently right now to be able to transfer coins, we're making it so if someone's in your phone and you've got a phone number, they're going to be able to get their phone number, be able to transfer the coins to the phone number, So you would do it just like you dial a coin. You could transfer them just by pushing their name on your phone. So that's to make it so that anybody that can use a phone can transfer and buy and sell or trade cryptocurrency. So you can walk up to somebody and just transfer in one of those rooms. So we're excited about it. It's going to be explosive. We're at a point now where we're starting to get to the point where we're going to be able to be trading our coins online, which are our tokens that are going to be used for doing the swaps and for governance, meaning that voting on what things we can do and not do on the platforms, and move it along and get the rooms up where people can start trading and buying and selling their NFTs. So we're excited about where we're at, what's going on, and things are really starting to happen right now. I'm just
Tom, thank
excited to have people on. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. I want to, I told Tom, my counsel to him was to raise money, not in large increments like Doug Sherman and I did for him, but to raise it in smaller increments. I'd like to see you raise another $20,000 to $25,000 so that you have stay power to get to the finish line. And I'm really excited about it. Someone told me the NFT space, he said, when you were running your transportation company, did you think that your cell phone currently would have as much power as your existing computer had when you were running your trucking company back in the 90s? And I said, no, I didn't. But it's the truth, and things are changing. And so you can sit on the sideline and think maybe the NFT market might not be successful, or you can participate. And when I see people, like Mark Cuban getting in the game, it gets my attention and I start reading everything about it. And so that's why Doug and I had a long conversation with Tom. And by the way, you need to bring Doug up to speed, or maybe we'll get on a call and do that, Tom. But I think this is a winner. I think this is what you're doing is going to be a really good winner. And so put your information down in the chat, Tom, so people can copy it and get in touch with you.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you, Joe. And
Yeah.
just
Hey.
excited to have you guys on the team. It's gonna be a fun ride.
Yes.
Hey,
Good.
I have a question for Tom real quick. Tom, are you as your company like the brokerage pretty much between the NFTs and the customers?
Correct. So where we're making money is on the transfer, the buy and sell, and the swapping is where we make money. And we're providing a service where whether you're gonna write a book or whatever you're doing, you're gonna be able to do it through our app. So you'll be able to convert your book over, like if you've written it in Kindle, you'll be able to transfer it and it'll create a token out of it, which you can buy and sell on our platform. Same thing with photographs, music, all those things. So we'll be the Apple Store and the swapping program. And so we're the ones that are the implementers, not what happened down there was the investment guys, not the and that was more for crypto, not for what we're doing. So we're,
Is it like subscription or per fee per
Per-
transaction?
per transaction, per buy, sell, or trade.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, guys, I don't want to take all the time talking about NFTs. Tom, put your number down there and your email address, your phone number and your email address, so people can get a hold of you. And
Yes,
as
sir.
I'm calling you, let's go 2 or 3 minutes and not too long, because I want to get around to everybody. Dawn, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How's everyone else doing? I'm very well.
Good. You want to give us an update on what you're doing?
Sure. I'm definitely going to rent a space in that karate studio. I went the other day to look at it, and it's perfect for Tai Chi Gong. And I'm going to be advertising soon. I'm going to meet with him soon, give him a down payment, 4 months upfront, and then he does it on a monthly basis, which is just what I need because I'm just starting out. So he's working with me as I build a base of customers, or and that's what I'm working on. I got to work on advertising now.
Great. Really proud of you. I've really seen a change in you since we've been working together. I mean, your whole countenance is different. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I want to go to Tom Chesser. Tom Chesser is a really close friend of mine. It's been very instrumental in helping me with my brand and promoting me and all the things he's done for Jennifer and me. And Tom, I'd like for you to say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's so good to see each and every one of you. I'm glad that hopefully I could stay this whole time because what Joseph Land is doing and what you guys are doing is phenomenal and people need to know about that, right? So I'm excited to see Joseph and what he's doing, with everybody right now and building the brand and doing what he's doing with the website. Now we've got the opportunity to even blow this thing out of the water all the way around. So it's just as you develop things, things need to be recognized and needs to get validation and all that other fun stuff. And so it makes it great. So I've been extremely busy and not as focused on some things as others because I've been involved in Money in You. And then now I've got a client that has over 40 companies and we're doing a deal where we raised the money with about $1 billion for Heaven on Earth, which is sustainable communities and all natural farming and all health and everything with animals, veterans, the whole 9 yards. That's coming through right now. The money's coming through. Everything's growing. Everything's going good. Matter of fact, we're bringing Money in You to Dallas, Texas in January. Everybody's welcome to come. If you've never experienced something like that, it's beyond your belief. But there's a lot of good things going out there in the world today to help humanity. And that's been my focus, is helping humanity, and being 100% on board to doing that. And so it's always great to see, and I'm always cheering you guys on and wishing the world one of these days we'll be able to work together and do some more great things together. It's amazing what God can do. It's amazing what God can do. When you put your foot forth in what you're doing to help people like Joseph Land is doing, can you imagine? I mean, his business has grown. His financial company has grown, and he'll even tell you this because of what he's doing today, helping others and giving back and taking time and everything else. So I love him and I adore what you guys are doing. I'm cheering you on, man. Just keep going. It's happening. It's
Thank
now.
you, Tom. Thank you. We love you too, buddy. And thanks for all you do for a lot of people. Kyle, are you able to join us now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. You want to give a little preview? I'd like for Tom Chester to see this as well.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Can I share my screen? Yes, I can. All right, I was checking out the Photo Euro. So we're gonna pop over here. So this is the actual module and the platform we're using to run the new platform for Joseph Land, as far as teaching and giving lessons on the online courses and getting you in touch with your mentors. Unfortunately, I can't show you the newest update that we started working on. It's because when we were uploading the courses and we started testing them out, we noticed that what we could use was instead of having one proctor as AI, we're going to have two, so they can kind of have banner. So it's more of a conversation that you're also watching instead of just listening to one person. So think of like a newscast, back to you, Tom, back to you, Diana. We're going to have that built into the lessons so we can kind of pass and have a better interim between the subjects. And then as Joseph said earlier, we're also uploading his own video courses for each of his lessons in the Lessons from a Dream Maker. And we're going to be able to add those into the courses within the platform and really expand at a faster rate. So I think not including the Lessons from a Dream Maker, we're currently uploading 9 courses all centered on business development right now. And we have more along the way, but that's what we're working on right now. It's we're uploading them into the AI. And then we're also working on how the AI is going to interact with the different proctors. So 2 minutes or less, that's what I have on the platform. If there's any questions, I'm happy to field them. Joseph, you're muted.
Kyle, go back. I'd like for you to show, there are several new people on here. I'd like for you to show them the introduction by Anna.
Oh,
Can
no
you
problem at all.
Hmm?
Let me just minimize this, get out of my way.
I want you all to meet Anna.
So yeah, if you were logging into the platform for the very first time, we actually built in a tutorial in which you meet your AI companion who's going to be guiding you through your courses. So we'll go ahead and introduce you to Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. Welcome to Joseph Land's Coaching for Business. You are probably here because you want to take your business to the next level, or you want to start a business for the first time. I will be your guide as you navigate through the business courses and achieve the success you deserve. I'll be with you every step of the way. A little bit about Joseph Land. As a kid, my dream was to play professional baseball. The Los Angeles Dodgers drafted me, and I thought my dream would be fulfilled. However, a torn rotator cuff ended that dream, and I knew I had to get another dream pretty quickly. Mr. Land began his career in transportation with only a dream and formed the Joseph Land Group. Over the years, he was fortunate to create a company that grew from a humble beginning to more than $179 million in annual sales. At its peak, the company had a fleet of 1,500 trucks and 2,000 employees in 23 offices across North America. In 1989, Pricewaterhouse listed the Joseph Land Group as the 8th largest refrigerated transportation company in North America and the 18th largest company in South Carolina. Using his transferable business skills, Mr. Land and his team have helped many business owners like you achieve success. With dedication, discipline, and a good mentor, your business will stand the test of time and be profitable. In the next few lessons, we will discuss the importance of taking accurate statistics and how it can positively impact your business, accumulating personal and business credit and how it may impact your business in a positive or negative way, and digital tools required to help your business grow. By the way, as a disclaimer, I am obligated to let you know that I am the latest development in artificial technology serving you on behalf of the JL Capital Group. I am here to make your learning experience more efficient and user-friendly. I will continue to help you grow in your personal growth and business development in the lessons to come. Your personal information will never be shared with anyone. My main goal is to help and assist humans wherever I can. We are of peace, always.
So one of the things with Anna is she's actually designed to learn as more of our users go through the content. And one of our main goals with how she's going to interact with our members is you can actually do Q&A with her throughout the courses. So let's say you're finishing off a chapter and you don't have you're busy using your hands for something else. You can actually interact and answer the quizzes directly to Anna. So she'll take you through, ask you a question, give you multiple choice, A, B, C, D, or open-ended, and you can respond to her and she'll be able to comprehend it. Let you know if you got the right answer or offer you a little bit of guidance into the right direction if you got it wrong.
That's pretty cool stuff, Kyle. I wanted everybody to see that. And I'm very excited. We're making a huge investment in what we're trying to do here, as you can probably see. And I'm very excited about it. One of the things somebody asked me, so, well, how about the avatar? And I said, some people just don't want to talk to me. Some people would rather talk to an avatar because they're not nervous about listening to an avatar. Isn't that funny? So anyway, I thought I got a kick out of that. So anyway, Tracy, how are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. It's nice and warm down here, so I wish you could all join me. We'd have a good time down here. We could have our little meeting here today. So it's beautiful. Yeah, and everything is going really well. The new hospital we're building, they're getting all the permits together right now. So hopefully we'll see that get off the ground here pretty soon. But I can say one thing, Mexico just seems to take longer to get things rolling than it does in Canada. I have to admit that, although right now with COVID and everything, permits are hard to come by too. So it's interesting times. I'm really interested in the NFT too. I've got to get a hold of Tom, and I will do that. So thank you, everybody. It's great.
Great to have you on today. Eleanor, you want to say a few words to everybody today? You're muted.
Sure. I'm in a decision mode with a number of things going on, and Marvin and I are getting our Tai Chi Gong classes together, calling people and planning that, but also, and Joseph, we're meeting tomorrow. I have a proprietary multi-dimensional astrological system that I've tested on 30,000 cases. And I recently realized that it follows the pattern of the figure 8, which was pretty amazing to me. But I don't know if it's worth doing anything with because it's way over most people's head. So, I'm deciding professionally what to do with myself. And it's a little bit overwhelming. So that's where I am.
Well, we're glad to have you on the show today. And, you have to seek everything out, that you're trying to do and ask God what he would have you do.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Every time I try to get away from that aspect of my work, God comes in and the phone rings off the hook, emails come in, and I say, okay, God, I'll do it. But I need help doing it because it's bigger than me.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, I look forward to our call tomorrow, and I wanted to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
And I look forward to getting to know you and your husband. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Good. Anybody, Tom Henderson, how are you doing today?
Doing good, enjoying the warm weather here in Florida today. So kind of cool at nights. Yeah, I'm really excited about this whole journey here with Tom Armour. I spent most of the Thanksgiving day over in Orlando with him going over this, and it's just nice planning for the future and new ideas and stuff. It's nice to have plans and goals instead of setting back.
It sure is.
Be turning 80 in my next birthday, and still excited about new adventures and heading into new territory. So this is another exciting adventure heading into. So.
Good. Well, Tom Henderson, as all of you should know by now, who've been here for a little bit on the show, is one of my closest friends and a very wise man, very wise, godly man. And, you want to surround yourself with people like Tom Henderson. My father told me one time, if in your life you could count on your fingers 5 people that were really your friends, not that they said they were, but were really your friends. And I said, well, describe that for me, Dad. He said, well, let's just say you had a problem and you needed to call one of your friends. Who would you call? And what would you want their response to be? If you called somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning and you said, hey, Tom, hey, man, I really need you. And they don't give you a hard time about why you need them. They just say, where are you? I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
Now, that's a friend. And Tom Henderson is that kind of friend. So Tom, I'm really tickled that you're always on the show and you're such a good man, and people need to learn from you and your example.
I'm just glad that you're putting this together. I know that some of my valleys, you've always been there for me without questions. And so it goes both ways. Thank you so much.
You bet. Miles, how you doing today?
Doing just great, just feeling so inspired with this, with what you've put together here for all of us. It's really increased my confidence and my love of God, and my just entrepreneurship is coming all back. I had a valley that I got through here, and this is really helping me raise, and all my businesses are excelling. And I'm just thankful and grateful to be here and sharing with y'all.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So glad to hear it, Miles. I love your spirit. You're such a wonderful gentleman, and it's always great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Glad to be
Good.
here.
David, how are you doing today? Dave? I think you're
Hey,
muted.
how you doing?
There you go. How are you doing today?
Good. I connected this morning with David Bass on the ERC and trying to get that ball rolling again. And then that's with the insurance company, with all the employees. And then on my son's business with purchasing the property. The economy evolves over the next 6 months, but well, don't think I'll lose it, but I'm just going to slow walk in a little bit, just seeing what the economy does.
That's great. That's great.
Trying to be prudent.
I'm gonna, Dave, I think that we all should be kind of looking at first quarter of next year. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. But I think I'm tending to be more conservative in the first quarter of next year than I've been,
Mhm.
and to kind of stay in the positions I'm in, and watch things happen. I love what Bobby Bentz is doing, and he always wins because he does things differently than most investment people. And so Jennifer and I are really excited about Bobby and his wife and what they're putting together. And so I hear you, Dave. So that's good news that you're working with David on that. I'm proud of you for doing that. And thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Brooke, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. I had to unmute myself. I'm doing very well. I hope everybody else is.
Yeah, and we're glad that you were able to join us. I didn't expect to see you today.
Yes, I was able to. My meeting was virtual, so I was able to end that meeting and join yours very quickly. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Brooke has a new business, and I've been working with her for over a year. And she's new to the business world, and she's developing an amazing business. When I looked at her website, it brought tears to my eyes.
Oh, thank you.
because I love seeing dreams become reality, and I love to see people get in a position to win. And so many times, remember what I'm going to keep telling you guys this: to win in business or of sports, it's about mindset, you know. And when you get yourself in the proper mindset, you put yourself in a position to win and win big. And so one of the things that I want to work with Brooke now on is marketing her products. And she has a beautiful website. I want you to type your website down in the chat.
Thank
And I
you.
want every one of you to go to this website
That's so thoughtful.
because you're going to see, and then I want you to describe it just a little bit, Brooke.
It is, let me get my spelling.
Describe your business a little bit to everyone.
.com. Okay, let me get my thing here. And there it is. Did I do it right? Yes, I did. It is classical and contemporary Delftware, and I've partnered with Royal Delft out of the Netherlands. They are my main partner, and basically, it's developed from a passion that I have from based on the fact that I'm third generation Dutch. And I've always been fascinated with that. And I've always been fascinated with the 17th century time period, the Dutch Golden Age. And so the Royal Delft was one of the last remaining factories. They're still producing the Delftware. From the 1600s, there were approximately 30 some factories at that time period. And so that's meaningful to me. And I just love the whole look, the blue and white, not only blue and white, just the whole look. And so I curated something a little bit differently. So it's classical and contemporary, based on how I got other partners that I researched, other people. Amitabha lamps, they are handmade from vintage, and sorry, I'm having trouble talking I've been sneezing. I'm not sick, I've just been sneezing. Vintage and antique vases. And they take those and they rework them, and they're absolutely incredible lamps. So that's another partner. Then another partner is Simon Borst. He is a master plein air painter. And then I have my own linens that I've designed, and I'm going to continue to design those and probably work more into Delftware. I'll take the old, the antique Delftware designs and put those onto drapes, curtains, bedding, pillows, that type of thing for home decor. So it would be a little bit more cohesive. So that, in other words, I'll be adding things on. And so my next collection will be the bed linens and the curtains and things like that. So I hope I made sense.
That's wonderful. And you put your website down for everybody to see?
I did. Can everyone see that in the chat? Did I do that right? I think I did.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty.
Yes, that looks good. Thank you so much, Brooke. It's great to have you on today. And
Thank you.
you made the effort to get on anyway. I'm impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Great.
excited.
That's great. Well, let's talk just a minute. I want to talk to you guys about the most powerful asset you can have in your business or your life. And I want you to make some notes, because these kind of things that I'm going to discuss with you have served me well. And so what is your most powerful asset in your business or personal life? I think it's your personal example.
Mm.
Your personal example sets the tone. It sets the culture of your business or your personal life, and how you're perceived by others. And I think it's your most powerful leadership tool too. So, so if you came to talk to me about your business and you came to my office, what would be your perception of me? That's what you need to ask yourself. If I got online with you and I had a meeting with you on a Zoom, what would be your perception of me? What does my background look like? How am I dressed? Am I articulate? Am I well-groomed? First impression is very important. And we live in a day where, we do all these Zooms and things, and I still dress like a business guy because that's who I am. And so I'm just telling you these things because people notice, and when people notice, things change. All right. So the other thing, along with your personal example, is your attitude. How's your attitude about what you're doing? Are you letting things get in your way? Are you letting people get in your way? Are you letting people take your time that don't deserve your time? Those kind of things. What is your attitude? The other thing, what is your work ethic? I'm going to tell you, Deion Sanders. Do you guys know Deion Sanders, the All-Pro NFL Hall of Fame football player? He was just named the head coach at Colorado. And I'm going to tell you, you should go on YouTube and Google his press conference. He gave all the glory to God. And he is absolutely focused because he's got the opportunity that he was looking for. This man has an attitude. He has a work ethic. He dresses like he wants to be addressed. And he is an amazing guy. He said a couple of things. He said a couple of things that I think keep people from building a successful business or having a successful life. He talked about two things. A reporter asked him about peer pressure and was he worried about having success? You know what he said? He said, "Did you watch me walk in here? Do I look like I'm worried?" He said, He said, "You see my swagger?" He said, "I'm not worried." He said, "I make people worry." Isn't that cool? He said, "I make people worry about what I'm doing." And then the other thing he said, and you said peer pressure. He says, "I don't have peer pressure." He said, "I pressure my peers." He said, "The people in the coaching business are going to get pressured by me writing left because I'm going to get the job done." It was so cool watching him talk about what he was doing, and his whole attitude, work ethic, and his demeanor was just fabulous. And again, he gave all the glory to God for what he was doing. It was amazing. Daily habits are so important when you're setting a personal example. One of the things that I'm not pleased with right now is my personal weight. I gained weight during COVID, and you know what the problem is? It's me. It's not anything to do with anything except me. And so what I decided to do is do something about it, and get some exercise or eat the right things and do the right things. And all that applies to wealth. It applies to your mood. All your daily habits, dictate that. And so the other thing I was telling somebody over the weekend is 90% of the issues in your life are your responsibility. They really are. and using excuses of blaming somebody else for them won't solve any of the issues anyway. So I realized that probably in my life, 95% of the things happening in my life are my responsibility. There's some uncontrolled things that happen. We all have those, but I'm going to take ownership of the things that I can control and that are my responsibility, and not blame others or the universe and all this stuff, right? And so when you blame other people for what's happening in your life, you give them control of your life. So don't blame anybody else, just do something about it. And how do you do something about it? By being around people like on this call, who are going forward in their life, who are making a difference, who are really changing things. Somebody asked me, and I told you guys this last week, what is the best investment I can do right now? And I said, have a business of your own. Have a business of your own that creates income for you, besides what you're already doing. And I don't know how you do that, how you figure that out, but that's what I would suggest for you to do. And so the other thing that I want to talk to you about today, we tend to always get things all complicated, right? We get ready, we aim, and we never fire, right? And so what I want to tell you is complexity, when you complicate things, is the enemy of duplication. And duplication is therefore produces the multiplication you're looking for. When you can get things duplicating in your business or your life, see, we work in addition and subtraction sometimes, but God works in multiplication. Have you heard about the exponential way that people get blessed? Well, that's when you create a system that you don't get in the way of and that you don't overcomplicate, that allows you to have duplication and multiplication. Let me take you back to my transportation company. When I realized that I had a model of success, I realized I could duplicate it over and over and again. And so what I ended up doing is having 26 different operations. They were all just like the first one I did. And I kept tweaking the model all the time. See, when you're a business, when you're talking to people about change, they don't like it. People don't like change. How many people don't like change? Raise their hand. Most people don't. But people don't mind it when you say we're going to make some enhancements to make things better. See, people don't mind you using the word enhancement, but when you throw up the word change, it gets them. It stalls them out. And so I say to people, do you think Apple is a great company? Yeah. Do you think Tesla's a great company? Yeah. You think they make enhancements to their business model? Of course they do. Of course they do. They make enhancements all the time to their business model. And so that's what we want to do. And we want to talk the right way to people. We want to use our personal example to bless people. And so the final thing I want to tell you today is I want you to write this down. Stay close to the people who want more for you, not more from you. You want me to repeat that? Stay close to the people who want more for you, not more from you. Tom Armour. I want more for Tom Armour. I don't want more from Tom Armour. I want him to win. Dawn, I want more for Dawn. I don't want more from her. I want more for her. I want her to win. And on and on and on. Every one of you guys on this call. And so you want to stick close to the people who really want more for you in your life. You ever had anybody pull on you and, just kind of vex you? And when you see their number come up on your phone, you say, oh my gosh, do I have to answer this? Yeah. Am I the only one that has ever thought that? Or some of you, raise your hand if you've ever had that thought. Yeah, of course. And so what we want to do is we want to surround ourselves with an inner circle of people who want more for us and want us to win, because that's so important in a business. Remember my example about Tom Henderson. Tom Henderson is a friend that I know I can call, and I know he's going to be there for me. I know he's always going to be there for me. And so that's what you want to surround yourself with. You want to surround yourself with people who got your back and people who want you to win and who want God's highest and best for you, who want more for you. So I'll tell you something else. And you take, this is like a buffet. You choose what you want and you take that away from here. But when people come to my office to meet with me and, oh, they got an important thing they want to introduce me to, I'm always dressed like I normally dress. You see me today, sport coat, shirt, pocket square. I'm always dressed for business. Okay. So when somebody comes to my office and I know they're seeking an investment in their business, I'm sizing them up. I'm sizing them up to see if they're worthy of that investment, right? You think other people do that? Of course they do. And so when somebody comes to me and sits in my boardroom and starts talking to me about their business, if they have their act together, if they have their business plan together, if they're hitting on all cylinders, I'm more likely to do something with them because, you know, they feel good about themselves and they've taken pride in themselves, right? They're well prepared and they're offering up what it is they want me to consider in a very professional, well thought out way. And so just know that when you're going to meet with someone, first impressions are the most important. First impressions are the most important. And I'm not talking about overdoing it. I'm talking about presenting yourself in a way that helps you win. You guys get what I'm trying to say to you. I would never be judgmental here, but there's nothing more beautiful for me to see than for one of my daughters to walk through the door, well-dressed, ready to go out to work today. And I'm thinking, man, I taught them right. You know, they're going to fight for their dream today. And so I just think it's so important, especially because of COVID and the way that we've all had to live the last several months. Hey, it's time to get back in the groove. It's time to put on your best. It's time to have your best every day so that you can receive your best. And so forgive me if this is too much for you guys, but I put a high value on, if you're going to play football, you don't put on the shoulder pads and leave the helmet off, right? You put it all on so you can have success. And it's the same way in business, the same way in personal life. It's what you say in a professional way that gets you the result you're looking for. So I always like to tell people, if I could tell you something that would help you, would you want me to tell you? And then they have the choice if they want me to say it. And I always guard my words with grace and encouragement, because that's what people hear, right? So when you're building a business, you need to employ those things. But your most powerful asset, I think, in your personal life, in your personal friendships, or in your business especially, is your personal example. Your personal example is your most powerful asset. So anybody get anything from this today? Don?
Yeah, it's funny that what you just said, because I saw something on Facebook just before we started and you popped into my head. So I screenshot it and it goes, it's pertinent to what you were just saying. Be around the light bringers, the magic makers, the world shifters. They challenge you to break you open, uplift and expand you. They don't let you play small with your life. These heartbeats are your people. These people are your tribe. And you popped right into my head as soon as I read
Amen.
that.
That's well said. And that's exactly the way I feel. And using the example of our children, we try to teach our children. And sometimes you can tell my child the exact same thing that I'm trying to tell my child, and they'll listen to you. and where they won't listen to me, and we're both saying the same thing. But Jennifer and I together have 8 children. Can you imagine? 8 children, and we have 5 grandchildren. And I always tell them, "Gosh, you look nice today. You know, gosh, you're gonna win today." You know, I always edify them. I'm really proud of what you're doing. You know, you really look like you're serious about what you're doing. I always say those kind of things to them because it just lifts them up, you know? And so sometimes when my child wants advice, I'll use somebody like Tom Henderson to tell them. But I'm always constantly encouraging and lifting people up, especially within my own household. Sometimes in business, we learn to lift everybody else up and we forget our own children and our own family, which is the most important one. So that's great. Don, thank you for that. That was really good. Anybody else have anything to add to today's call? Anybody else? How about you, Tracy? Come on, I can count on you.
No, that was really encouraging today. And yes, Joseph, you are an encourager. There's no 2 ways about that. And I've just got a little story to tell you. I had a chat with Joe, and my daughter was on here a couple of weeks ago. And I've tried to, like Joe just said, it's always somebody else they hear. They don't hear you, but they hear somebody else. And after Angeline got off, she said to me, she said, "Well, that's very interesting." And I said, "Yeah, it is." So it's so true. It's like sometimes you don't have much force in your own household, but if somebody else says the same thing, they hear it. So thanks, Joe.
Tracy's daughter, Angeline, is a doctor in Canada. And she was visiting in Mexico, and she got on the phone, and as it would happen, she just fell right into my sweet spot. She wanted to talk about business. So I couldn't talk on the doctor level, but I can sure talk on the business level. I got a PhD. I got a PhD in business. That, what do you call that? Post hole digger. So anyway, thank you for that. That was fun, Tracy, and thank you for allowing me to do that. All right. Anybody else got any comments before we hang up today? And I want you to stay with me just a minute. Hold on.